Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. It's an early test here after 2 losses to start the season, and a game they probably really need.
Obviously, no way do they want to get to 0-3. Not many teams make the playoffs with that kind of a start.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section, where the columnists write, possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's
I know, you're probably just like, man, the storyline changed so much for me. I thought, you know, this was happening.
For the BYU man, it's Jamal Williams. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. William Jackson. The offensive starters now for the Jets.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm getting there.
I love a good undrafted free agent success story. So let's take a look at Robbie Anderson, the wide receiver, because in 2017, 63 catches, 941 yards, and a strong candidate for the Pro Bowl. Didn't quite get there, but was knocking on the door.
Shit.
How about that for an undrafted free agent out of Temple, now making good in the NFL?
On second down, Williams. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd
I'm not
and
in
9.
combat, motherfucker. Oh.
He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 40.
Hey, remind me of a
It's a
fucking
7-yard gain
cunt.
there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Thinks the shit
Charles,
don't
Thursday
stink.
night game, I think a lot of teams probably
I
say
will
shrink the
tell
playbook
you
somewhat. Is that
something,
correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you start to shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Got his man, Robbie Anderson.
Got the whipper
And
mouth
he'll be brought
sunk in
down
my
at
back.
the 48-yard line. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
What?
If we just had a
Just let
fucking
'em.
badass
So they'll
welder.
come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Ah, ah.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 14 carries, 64 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though.
Here we go now. Boom, line it.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10.
I still haven't found a lockpick set. What the fuck's up with that?
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
I thought Jake can lockpick.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. Alec Ogletree in on the stop. Defensively, here are the starters for the New York Jets. They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve, because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. Got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
And Eifert has it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. A big run there by Jones. 52 yards. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
Operating from the gun, Lucas. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. And New York set to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And his throw here is incomplete. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. This is intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. He couldn't hook up with a Nunwa that time. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down.
Needs to. What?
Looking to throw. Lucas. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now. Showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
All right, here we go.
They go play action here on first down. They got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes for a gain of 31.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Got an open man. It's a new one. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. 1 quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to Cincinnati after this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Had a nice move, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better block?
Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. As his guys are in for 6. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. So it goes for a rookie quarterback. He had the INT earlier in this first half, but he bounces back with a touchdown pass.
And you have to like the mental acumen, the toughness, the fortitude of him, because oftentimes for a rookie, you throw an interception early, you're taken right out of the game, or mentally you check out a little bit. Give him a lot of credit for bouncing back.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Well, that's just running the ball 101 because too much east-west, not enough north-south. Got to get upfield, don't you?
They just kept stringing him out. Before he knew it, he had hit the sideline. Back to throw. Lucas caught Eifert over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off a big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking in the second level, which gets you...
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jones, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Bengals are in for 6.
Honda.
And on that long run, maybe the defense...
I'm fucking playing pretty good against the goddamn Jets.
May not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of
Two fucking rushing touchdowns at 7-13.
Whoosh, and off he goes.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he missed the PAT.
Son of a bitch. No, didn't get the fucking field goal, so it's supposed to be 14-7, but it's 13-7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Then he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
God damn it.
New York set to take the field.
Man?
And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A gain of 30
Bitch, you didn't know where the fuck I was.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They'll run it with Williams. They'll get it to the 23-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw here. And he's got a new one.
No fucking way.
3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw, and it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They'll drop the throw, and now another one thrown incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And his kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting
Good fucking block, dickbag.
The groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. and the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity. That's our bread and butter. That's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turned into a heck of a DB, though, partner. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight. But I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
Throwing on third and long. Lucas. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go
Look how many bullets I got, too.
Bad for your
Only
team.
30 rounds.
So 1:56 to play in this first half. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. They'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it a second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengals. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. They'll set up to throw. Noodle's got it, complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a fourth down.
A short gain that doesn't give them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before.
I gotta piss.
So how come none of these guys are dropping ammo? That's what I want to know.
I guess that over there, the fire, or where they are. On the island itself.
more bounties.
We're talking about right now. They click to the beach. Jump up.
Oh, snap. No, god dang it. No, what the fuck? I just fucking flew off into the river and died.
For it. And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Here we go. Red 38.
Looking to throw. Lucas. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The Bengals getting set to go. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this.
And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Let's go!
From the gun, Lucas. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. So nursing a slim lead, and that is the opposite of protecting that slim lead.
All I can think here is that head coach, he knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up. Either he has trouble with his punter, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Yeah, interesting. Back in their own territory. Now we'll see what transpires. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Again, it's Williams. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And this one is right through. And that's going to tie us at 13. So they come away from this opening drive of the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out now, here come the Bengals. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On 3rd and 2, Lucas. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They'll go again to Jones. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Lucas. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Honda is still here.
Now the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. Looking to throw. Lucas. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
They go back to the ground with Jones. Great move, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The give to Jones. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
He's had a big game tonight, and while no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, You also know that the offense coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lucas. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Jones. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Yeah, right. How the fuck?
He'll get it up the middle. And
That's
he's going to find his
one
way
ripper
forward here for a
and
modest
destroyed
gain.
half of another one.
Right around
and
4 on the
motherfucking
carry. We'll see if they
baseball
want to
bat
keep
was destroyed.
pounding here on 3rd and goal. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Here's Jones. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So a big kick coming for Robbie Gould. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And Gould is able to put it through. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And a throw right sideline is complete.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for New York. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Now this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you're doing across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
The give is to Jones. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now Jones. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. This is Jones, and he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Henry. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. To throw on 3rd down, Lucas. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch it and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
When were you thinking?
Looking to throw.
Question.
And he checks this one down to Williams. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And now possession.
Oh, man.
Football at the 20-yard line.
Nick, this was a good game with the Jets. 16-13, that's 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. I'm at their 20. Yeah, they just went for it on 4th down.
There, as you pointed out. So I guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm willing to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
Ohio!
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. It'll be a gain
Cody's.
of 2. And speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
It is. It's definitely a better team.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. There's a give to Jones running left. And they'll get him down right around the 16. And now right out of the 2-minute break.
Kevin hasn't done nothing with me yet so far. I mean, he's taught me some shit with.
This is a big 3rd down.
Yeah.
To think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Lucas. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Wow. Well, I guess I'm kicking another field goal, so it'll be 19-13.
Quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion. Kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go back and play the football.
Minute 50 left.
Put it through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look
Well,
at the
I bet you if you go
smiles on
back
that
and watch this game, you'll be like, oh, yeah, there you go.
Big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. New York set to take the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And this time, he's got the hook up. It's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 39 that time. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. But it's incomplete. Darquez Denard there defensively. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
They'll look to throw. Hauled in by Anderson, left side. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
No, dude.
Game in rhythm. They've got another first. That's what
I need a pick right now.
Get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. This will be caught just inside the
No! Son of a bitch!
Get in for a Jets touchdown.
Well, I didn't give it away, but they scored.
His first touchdown.
It's going to be 20-19. Minute left.
An extra point away from leading this game. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And it's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused, because they still have some work to do?
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive.
Starting at the 31.
Past the 30.
Can't even hear you because Gnarls keeps talking.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
And, a crusher there.
Heck, gave it away.
Intercepted.
Just give it away.
And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
They run it again with Williams. And they'll get this one to around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that's game.
It was a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year.
Fucking bullshit.
No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room, and then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Jets, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2.